take a look around at the town hall meeting one day. I saw a lady there who had gray hair stand up and have a thing or two to say. She told her congressman that she didn't understand why the country was heading for a wreck. Seems the government solution is to burn the Constitution and to put her grandchildren into debt. I know the government is taking my retirement to pay back the red Chinese. And now they want to try to tell me when to die with the cash for a clunker subsidy.
Town hall is as old as our democracy. Older, in fact. It is a time-honored tradition that allows representatives to express their views, hear from constituents, and disseminate information about key issues of the day. I hope that we'll have a lively discussion tonight on the merits of healthcare reform, what it should look like, what we should seek to accomplish, what the perils may be, what the promise it offers. We are all well aware of some of the disturbances that have characterized town halls in other parts of the country. This is deeply regrettable because it stifles debate and intimidates honest discussion. And by the sound of your applause, I know that most of you came tonight to listen, to be heard, but to be engaged in a respectful dialogue. Is driving some of the opposition to the public option, that when you have competition with an efficient public option, it forces the private insurers to do better. So whether you're one of the millions of people without insurance who decide to go for a public option, or whether you're someone who has private insurance they can't afford and decides to go to a public option, the mere fact of a public option will drive down the costs for everyone else. And this
portions of the bill that have to do with things like creating accountable healthcare organizations, for paying physicians and hospitals for doing a better job and keeping people healthier, but also for assuring that there is special coverage for people with chronic and frail conditions. It's not possible for there to be a one-size-fits-all healthcare system.
I've seen a lot of abuses from the insurance industry, but there's none more just jaw-dropping in its audacity than health insurance rescissions. The rescission, the term is a legal term, and it basically means a retroactive cancellation. Imagine this scenario. You're one of the lucky folks that have insurance. You bought it, you paid for it, and you get sick, unfortunately. Good news is the doctor has a cure. He says you need a surgery. The doctor calls up the insurance company, and the insurance company says, yes, go ahead and give that great surgery. The surgery is conducted. It's very expensive. The bill is sent from the doctor or the hospital to the insurance company. It's only at that point that the insurance company pulls your application out of its file and looks at it for the first time. And then it does something it's never done before. It pulls your medical record, and it compares the two documents, and it looks for any inconsistency. For instance, if you fail to report a high blood pressure reading that your doctor never told you about but appeared in your medical file, you didn't know about it. But if you fail to write it on your application, that's grounds for a cancellation. Now what's happened is that unfortunately folks have been left with huge unpaid medical bills, even though they're covered. And in California, once you've been rescinded, you can't get coverage again. We need the public option, because nothing frightens the health insurance industry more than the ability for people to opt out. Should you not want it, you can stay in your plan. But the public option will benefit you regardless of whether you ever opt into public insurance. Because if the insurance companies know that all of us have the option to get out of private insurance because we don't like the way we've been treated, that's the only thing that the insurance company understands is threats to their bottom line. And if they know we can vote with our pocketbook and buy it elsewhere, they're going to be more responsive to you, and we get to pay her. There's nothing to fear from the public option.
One aspect of the reform package includes spending money on computerizing health records. How many of you are in support of that? And how many oppose it? Well, I would like to hear what each of the panelists feels about that aspect of the plan, very briefly. Dr. Kaufman?
Well, a computerized healthcare record certainly facilitates quality healthcare and the ability of people to change their healthcare system without it. It's critically important to improve quality of care.
When I was practicing medicine, you know, I couldn't really tell how well I was doing with my patients, and I'm sure you can identify with that. With paper records, you just can't keep track of people. You don't even know how many of your patients have certain illnesses and how well you can control it. So computerization is absolutely essential. Right now at Kaiser Permanente, we can tell how many people have high blood pressure, how many people have it controlled, how many people have diabetes, how many people have that control, and we can track it and get the system to try to get better results. And that's the value of computerization.
One of the most common complaints I have is one doctor doesn't know what the other one did, and we'll never solve that unless we put in computerized records.
The privacy issue, you can imagine if you're from California but you're in a car accident in Florida and you're knocked unconscious, if you have your license on you. If you get to the hospital with an electronic medical record system, they can find out that you're allergic to a painkiller or whatever the detail of your medical record is. So it's really important. We also want to make sure that as we're developing medical records to be online and database, that they are also protecting our privacy and that information about our medical records aren't being released or gotten a hold of by the same folks that are breaking into our visa bills and getting...
Michael and Christy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And what were you hoping to learn?
I just wanted to see what it was like. I'm hoping to run for office someday. I have no idea. In whatever capacity I can do the most good. So we'll see what that means when I get there.
My name is Edith Weiner, and I'm here for the American people. And if anyone passes these bills, give their names to the list and vote them out. Thank you. Now you can turn me into Obama. I'll get room, board, and medical care. Okay. I won't have to worry about this now that I think of it. I'll get free room, board, and medical care.
I went down to take a look around at the town hall meeting one day. I saw a lady there who had gray hair stand up and have a thing or two to say. She told her congressman that she didn't understand why the country was heading for a wreck. Seems the government solution is to burn the Constitution and to put her grandchildren into debt. I know the government is taking my retirement to pay back the red Chinese. And now they want to try to tell me when to die with the cash for a clunker subsidy. Cash for a clunker subsidy.